Hello, hello. I'm going live a little bit early, y'all. I gotta prepare this early because it takes forever to cook, but we are making pot roast for Sunday dinner. Hi, guys. So we're gonna be making some pot roast for Sunday dinner today. I got my meat all defrosted. We ready? Usually I live stream late, but I had to start this early because if you know pot roast, you know it takes a long time to cook. So I'll have to probably go live later too to show y'all the finished product because it's going to be cooking for a few hours. But I figured I would show y'all me getting ready. So got our big piece of meat here. Let me get some vegetables. Hi guys, thank you for joining. Make sure you comment. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know what y'all are having for Sunday dinner. This is probably some of the only time that I eat celery because I don't really like celery. Maybe 4. It's a big piece of meat. This is like a 4-pound roast, and all of 2 people live in my house, but we gonna have some leftovers. I got the baby carrots because I'm cheating today. Oh, it's muffled. Sometimes my AirPods are like that. Is it better? Is it better now or no? Let me know if the audio is still muffled. I might have to try it without my AirPods. Yeah, I know, I hate that. I feel like if I take out my AirPods, y'all won't be able to hear me. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep trying with the AirPods because it's easier that way, but I hope y'all can hear me. Let me know if the music's too loud too. But anyways, baby carrots because I don't feel like cutting up bigger carrots. Thank you for letting me know that it's muffly though. I need like one of those cute little microphones that people on YouTube have and all that. I might have to order one of those. Okay, got some onions and then some gold potatoes. I usually use russet potatoes, but gold potatoes are my new love, so we'll go with that. We are having some pot roast for Sunday dinner. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know what you're having for Sunday dinner. Drop us a comment. These are pretty small. That seems like enough. Maybe one more. One thing y'all gonna learn about watching me cook anything is that I don't measure. So if you need an entire specific recipe, this ain't the place. I just cook with my heart. Whatever feels right is what we're cooking. All right, so we'll start with getting some vegetables prepared. I think I will cut them up before I rinse them off. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the likes. We already have so many. Thank you, guys. Make sure if you're just joining, you go ahead and drop a comment. Let us know where you're joining from. I'm in Las Vegas cooking some Sunday dinner. We're going to have some pot roast today. I'm just going to cut all of this up and then I'll rinse it. So don't y'all think I'm about to use some dirty vegetables or anything. Can y'all, is that low enough? Can y'all see? There we go. Okay. So I'm going to try and cut these pretty big. Usually with roasts, it's easier to use like baby potatoes, but I'm just going to use these potatoes I have and cut them big because you don't want them to turn into like mashed potatoes. So we're going to cut these big. See if I can back it up for y'all. I'm trying to get it in the camera. Yeah, that's good. Hi everybody, thank you for joining. We're going to make some Sunday dinner today. We're having pot roast. There is a video on my YouTube of me making pot roast. It's a short, so it's not very long or anything, but it has some amount of measurements and cook times and such. Today, I'm just freestyling. But go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube. Go check out that video. The link is in my bio of me making a pot roast previously. That video has, I think, a little over 20,000 views, so it must be somewhat enjoyable, right? This big knife. Oh, I lost a potato. You pick that off the floor before my dog eats it. Let's see. Hi everybody, thank you for joining. We're making some Sunday dinner. Let me know what you're having for Sunday dinner. Are you cooking? Are you going to your grandma's house, your mom's house? Who's cooking? Somebody has to cook. It's Sunday. Right now we're just, oh, Bella, can you not? Right now we are just preparing our Sunday dinner. We're preparing our pot roast. If you know pot roast, you know it takes a while to cook, but I figured I'd go live and show y'all how to prepare one at least, and then maybe later I can go live again and show you the final product. So let me see, I need my little colander. Hello everybody, hello, thank you for joining today. We're gonna make pot roast. This is my cute little colander. It just goes right over the sink. I'll show y'all when I get to that part, when I need to rinse stuff off, but I love this thing. You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger, and you just rinse your vegetables right in your sink. If you like that, you can find it, the link in my bio to my Amazon. You can find those there. Let me see, do I want the leaves today? Not really. Let me move these potatoes out of my way. Put them in the colander for rinsing later. It's big enough to fit all of this stuff at one time in that colander, so I'll do it all at once so I can show y'all how it works. Let's see. Same thing for the celery here. I'm going to cut them in pretty large pieces. I tried to use most of the celery, even the lighter part. We don't want to waste. Hi guys, thank you for joining. Make sure you give me a follow. I try to go live and cook some meals whenever I have extra time. I only cook in my free time, so I don't have much free time. So I get on here when I can, but if you follow me, you'll know when I'm live and cooking something up. And if you ever miss one, I've started uploading them to my YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see any live that you may have missed. Previously, we've cooked shrimp scampi, garlic and herb steak and potatoes, beef and lamb gyros. I just started, so I don't have that many videos. But if you're interested in watching it, you can go to my YouTube. The link's in my bio. If you're just joining, let me know where you're joining from. Let me know what you're having for Sunday dinner. I am all the way in Las Vegas, so yes, it is early over here. It's only 10 a.m., but pot roast takes some time to cook, so I had to get started early. See, I'm going to actually need more celery than that. Hi everybody, if you're just joining, we are making some pot roast for Sunday dinner. This is one of my more popular videos on YouTube, so I figured I would go live and show you guys how I prepare it at least, and then maybe later I can go live again and show you the final product. Not maybe, I will. But anyways, yeah, this video is one of my more popular shorts on YouTube. It has a little over 20,000 views, and especially during this time of year, the views always go up. So I guess pot roast is like a winter Christmas kind of meal. Oh, this is getting full. I'm gonna have to rinse those and then cut the onions. I actually have some more scraps to add to this. I guess I'll leave the leaves. They say the leaves have some of the flavor, so I guess I'll throw it in there. Okay, I'm gonna switch the view so y'all can see the colander I was showing you earlier, because I'll have to move that stuff before I rinse some more. This is something you can also make in a crock pot, which is what I'm doing in my YouTube video of it, but today I'm using the Auntie pot. I'll leave it here for a second. I'm using the Auntie pot for the pot roast today. Okay. All right, let me switch the view for y'all so you can see. Sorry. Okay, y'all can pretty much see that, right? So this is the colander I was showing you earlier. Again, it's expandable. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, and then it just fits right over your sink. So that's super cool. And you just want to rinse off your vegetables. Right now I just have the potatoes and celery in here, but I'll rinse off the carrots and the onions as well. I just ran out of space. If you think this colander is cool and you want one, don't worry. You can click on the link in my bio and you can find it. It takes you to my Amazon storefront, and then you'll just go to Kitchen Gadgets, I believe it's called, and you can find this and some other stuff as well. But this thing is just super cool. I love how it just fits right over the sink, and then you can just rinse stuff off really easily. Okay. Rinse rinse this off pretty easily. It's easy to clean. Okay, rinse the other stuff. Oh, apparently I was a little too rough with it. All right. Okay. Okay. Move this back. I just needed to show y'all that real quick, but we'll cut the rest of these up. Next, we'll cut up some onion. Is that low enough? Hi guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for the follow. We're already at 1.5K likes. Thank you. Making some Sunday dinner pot roast. I already know I shouldn't have cut it like that, but hopefully it doesn't make me cry. You can comment below. Let me know where you guys are joining from. I'm in Las Vegas, all the way on the West Coast, so it's still early. But pot roast takes some time to cook. And I usually actually cut the onion pretty big for this, but I will cut this piece in half. Cut everything big because it's going to be cooking for a long time. There we go. Probably use about 2 onions total. Thank you for the follow. Make sure you guys follow me so you can see any future cooking lives I do. If you happen to miss it, you can also subscribe to my YouTube. I usually upload them there within a few days after they're done. So I have a couple on there already. The link to my YouTube is in my bio. Okay, this onion doesn't want to peel for me. There we go. Cover that up. So hopefully the onion won't make me cry. Oh, nope. There it is. Anyone ever feel personally attacked by onions? Like, why is it going that hard? I gotta rinse these off fast so they don't make me cry. If the onions are making you cry and it's too late, you already cut the eye, try and rinse them off in cold water. That usually helps. Thank you everybody for joining. Make sure you follow me. Today we're making some Sunday dinner a little bit early. I'm making a pot roast. Let me know. Comment below. Let me know what you guys are having for dinner. Hi, thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you. 1.5K likes. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see if we can get it to 2,000. Ooh, see, this onion's on its way out, but not to worry. I'm gonna cut that whole piece off. Okay. So this is a total of about, what, 3 small size onions. But I like onions. You don't have to add as many. Some people don't like onions. And some people are normal and love them. One other thing that I add that not everybody adds is fresh garlic. So I'm going to get some of that too. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to my YouTube where you can catch this full video if you've already missed some. But we're just preparing to make a pot roast for dinner. Let me know in the comments what you guys are having for dinner, what state or city or country you're joining from. A couple of cloves. I wonder, can y'all hear the music? Someone said earlier the audio was a little muffled. Unfortunately, that's because of the AirPods. Smash your garlic for easy peeling. And even with the garlic, I'm going to put entire cloves in there. Flint, Michigan. Awesome. Thank you for joining. I'm in Las Vegas. What are you having for Sunday dinner? We're making some pot roast today. And it'll definitely last us a couple of days because it's a 4-pound pot roast. Like, it's a pretty big piece of meat, and we're all of 2 people. So, I know there's people out there that don't eat leftovers. I am not one of those people. Do y'all eat leftovers? Not sure yet. That's fair. The only reason I'm even prepared this early is because I know it's something that takes me a while to cook. Otherwise, I would have no idea what I was eating for dinner today. It's only 10:30 in the morning in Las Vegas. So, I'm gonna make this pot roast. If you want the quick version of this video, you can go to my YouTube. I have already a video on there of me preparing an entire roast. In that video, I'm using the crock pot, but today I'm going to be using what I call auntie pot. So I'm going to make it in the oven. But you can also make it in the crock pot. It just takes a little longer. See, some songs are quieter, and then some are very loud. Hi, y'all. Thank you for joining. Make sure you comment below. Let us know where you're joining from. We had some people in Michigan. I'm in Las Vegas. I want to know where y'all at. Just getting a couple of garlic cloves ready. We already cut up some onion, some gold Yukon potatoes, some celery. Thank you for all the likes. These onions are coming back to round 2. Whew. Thank you, thank you. And again, right now we're just preparing the pot roast. It takes a while to cook, a couple hours, so I'll probably go live later just to show you the final product. But right now we're just preparing it. So we're cutting up all our vegetables. We're going to sear the meat. I'll show you all that good stuff. Okay. What are you cutting up? I cut up onions just now. I was cutting up cloves of garlic. They're really small, so you probably couldn't see, but these are some onions. I got my garlic over there. I'll show you. I already have the gold potatoes and the celery all cut up. So right here we have the garlic and the onions. I already rinsed them off, so I'm going to put them in the Auntie pot. Ooh, that onion is attacking me still. Last, we have baby carrots. Yeah, roast is one of my go-to options for a Sunday dinner. It's quick, you really just have to set it and forget it. Either in the oven or in your crock pot. Super easy to make. Let me see, I kind of want to cut these baby carrots in half, but it's not looking like that's happening, so we're just gonna rinse them and put them in the pot. Got lots of vegetables. I'll show you guys what it all is looking like before I put the meat and the broth in. Once I put it all in there. Let's do a couple more carrots. Hi guys, thank you for joining. Let me know what you're having for Sunday dinner if you know yet. I know it's early, but my meal's gonna take a while, so I gotta start early. I'm making some beef pot roast with potatoes, onions, carrots, celery, garlic. Is that enough? That's probably enough. And if you're just joining, let us know where you're at. I'm in Las Vegas. Okay, let me rinse this off. One thing about onion skins, they're gonna make a mess. Last time I had somebody ask me what was the weirdest thing I ever ate, and my answer was fried alligator, and it was good. What's the weirdest thing y'all ever ate? I don't really like to eat too many crazy things. All right, so I'll show y'all where we're at. This. We have all of our vegetables cut up in there. Onions, garlic, potatoes, celery, carrots. Now I'm going to get the meat ready. We're going to sear it. We're going to pour some broth in there. And then we're going to put it in our auntie pan. We're going to put our auntie pan in the oven. I'm not sure. There's all kinds of things. Like, I've heard people talk about they've eaten camel, shark. What else? Escargot, snails, octopus. Octopus, I guess, is kind of normal, but not for me. Okay, let's get the meat ready. Let's see. I'll show y'all from that side. Hold on, I'll move the angle so you can see. I'm just gonna rinse the meat off. As I showed y'all, we have a almost 4-pound piece of chuck roast here. So I'm just gonna rinse it off real quick. I don't know what it is about raw meat, but I don't like touching it. Ooh, it's still got some frozen parts. Well, thank you. I can show you a better look once I don't have meat on my hands. But thank you. It was a new tree I got this year. So, gotta rinse your meat, even though the internet was up in arms when people were rinsing off meat. Because they say it can spread other germs or something. I don't know. Do y'all rinse your meat off? Because I'm gonna rinse it off. All the crevices. Mm-hmm. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to put it on here, but before we sear it in the pan, we'll have to dry it off with some paper towel. So let's put that there. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for sticking around. We're making a Sunday dinner pot roast. And this morning, I'm just preparing it. It takes a while to cook, so just preparing it. Right, yeah. I definitely clean my meat off. I don't care. I'm gonna clean it off. But I remember there was a whole debacle on the internet about some people are saying you shouldn't rinse meat off because the splashing can spread germs, like from the meat, spread germs in your sink or on your counters and all this. I'm like, wash it off. All right, let me make this hot. Let me see if this will be helpful. No, there's a motion sensor light under there, but I guess I don't need it. It is broad daylight. So let's heat up this pan real hot. I'm gonna heat up the pan to about 6, maybe 7, because we really want to get a good sear on both sides before we bake it. So I'm gonna let that get real hot. I'm gonna dry off the meat. Where's my paper towel? I don't usually season it beforehand. I usually sear the raw, dry meat, and then I'll season everything in the crock pot or in whatever pan I'm using. Thank you for the follow. I'll put this on here because I don't want to put the package on the counter and get meat juice on things. Okay. So we need to dry it off so we can get the best sear possible onto the meat. So I'm going to use a lot of paper towel here, probably the rest of it as well. But you want to make sure it's nice and dry. Your roast here. Hi guys, thank you for joining. We're making a pot roast. I'm drying off the meat right now so we can get a good sear on it. Ooh, let's see. I might just have to put it here. Never heard of that. Oh yeah. Apparently that's the thing. I didn't hear of it until the internet was talking about it. That was a while ago though. Maybe like 2 years ago. And I was just confused because why wouldn't you rinse off your meat? I'm confused. So now it's just, if you're joining right now, it's a weird time to join because I'm drying off the pot roast. But you want it to be dry so you can sear it in the pan. It's kind of like when you're making a steak. You want to make sure your meat's as dry as possible so you can get a crust on the outside. So that's what I'm doing right now. Drying off the meat, and then we're going to sear it. I'm getting the pan super hot right now, so it's going to take a second. I usually just go through a million paper towels, but if you have a better way of drying off your meat, please let me know. Even this, I've gone through the whole roll, so now I need more. You're just joining. We have our vegetables already cut up for the pot roast. So we have onions, potatoes, carrots, celery, garlic, all already in here in our auntie pot. We're going to put it in the oven once I get this meat ready. What do y'all call this pot? I call it an auntie pot, but like, does it have a formal name? Because in my experience, only aunties own this. You also have the option of making this in the crock pot. I'm just not doing it that way today. But you can also make it in the crock pot. In fact, the video on my YouTube, I'm actually making it in the crock pot. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for the follows and likes. I'm making a Sunday dinner pot roast. I'm getting my pan really hot so I can sear the meat. I need more paper towel. You really want to make sure it's dry so that you can get a good sear on the beef. And of course, I'm searing it in my cast iron pan. So I'm just gonna dab it. And again, I don't usually season this meat ahead of time, so I will season everything once I get it in the Auntie pot before I put it in the oven. But I really want the meat to be nice and dry and just get a good sear on it. Look at that. This is a 4-pound piece of beef. And we are all of 2 people, but gotta have leftovers. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining. Let me know where you guys are joining from. I am in Las Vegas. We're cooking a pot roast for Sunday dinner today. Seems pretty dry, it should be ready. So cooking a pot roast. I'm cooking it very early. It's only 10:52 on the West Coast, but if you know pot roast, you know it takes a while to cook. So we're getting started early. Come through, Drake. Oh yeah, I'm all about the Drake. My entire Drake playlist is that's the vibe today. That's a good one too. Yeah, Maryland. Okay, we got some East Side people. What are y'all having for dinner? Let me know. We're making this giant pot roast. Oh, we had a little piece of something fall out. Giant pot roast. That's a big piece of meat. Yeah, it is. It's not too bad. I mean, it has a little fat in the middle, but you kind of need that to make the broth. It makes it real good. All right, so our meat's dry. We have our pan heating up over here. Thank you guys for joining. Oh, dang, when did it get to 117 people? Hi. Make sure y'all follow me. I go live when I can to cook some dinners. If you ever miss it, you can go to the link in my bio. I actually upload the live to my YouTube. That way, if you miss it, you can see the entire thing. But I just started doing this, but I have 3 on my YouTube already. So the link's in my bio if you want to see any of those. If you missed this one, I will be uploading it here soon. But typically, I am cooking on live now that I have it. Thank you guys. Yeah, the boneless roast is way better. I wish I still had the label for y'all, but I think it just said beef chuck roast. Probably said boneless too. The bone just gets in the way. Like the boneless, you can just do whatever you want. You can bend it whichever way you want. I just can't stop looking at it like this. Like, this is a huge piece of meat. What cut of meat is that? It's a chuck roast. So I think I've only ever made pot roast with chuck roast, but I know that you can make it with other cuts of beef. This is just my preferred option. But it is a chuck roast. Chuck roast is a pretty affordable cut as well. So, okay, it smells like our pan is hot. I'm gonna bring you guys over here so you can see. I feel like I need light. Okay, one more time if you're just joining. We have 119 people with us. So we're making a Sunday dinner. We're making beef pot roast using a chuck roast cut, like a giant 4-pound piece of meat right there. We already cut up our vegetables. We have some gold potatoes, carrots, onions, celery, and garlic in our Auntie pot. So once I sear this meat in the pan, we're going to add it all to the pot and bake it for a few hours. So that's why I'm starting early, because it's going to take a long time to cook. You haven't had beef in over a year? Well, you're better than me. Beef is good. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that about locking in the flavor and stuff, but in my experience, I just like to sear it clean and then I add all the seasonings to the broth and then it really cooks in there. But I get what you mean. Usually, the way you're saying to season it and then sear it, that's how I usually make steak. when it's something I'm going to cook for a short amount of time. But since I'm going to cook this roast for a bunch of hours, I don't mind seasoning it after. But you're welcome to do it that way when you cook it. I want to see how you do yours. Okay, so I just dried off the meat using an unreasonable amount of paper towels, but you really want it to be dry so that you can get a good sear on it. So I'm dry with this here. I didn't put any seasoning on it yet. There was someone commenting that you can season it ahead. You can. I'm not seasoning it. I just want to get a good clean sear, and then I'll season everything in the pot. Okay, so we have our pot or pan nice and hot now. So I'm going to take you guys to that side. Let me see. Let me try and turn on this light here. That's semi-helpful. Okay. Maybe this side. Hold on. Is this better? Oh, I told somebody I was going to go over to the Christmas tree and show you, but you can see it in the background now. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's really hot. Even the outside is hot. Joining from Tampa. Awesome. I love Florida. I want to move to Florida. I live in Las Vegas right now, but Florida is my favorite place. Okay. So we have our giant piece of meat. 161 people. Thank you guys. Make sure you're following me. Make sure that you catch any of my cooking lives. Today we're making a Sunday dinner. I'm making a pot roast. I don't think you can cook a pot roast on the stove. I'm going to sear it on the stove, but it really does require you to cook it for a couple of hours. So I don't think you can cook it on the stove, but you can cook it in a crock pot or you can cook it in the oven. Sorry guys, I can't keep up with the comments. New Jersey, hello, East Coast. This is beef, it is not pork. We're going to sear it on each side for just maybe 3 minutes. It's really hot. There I go. All right. No oil, no, I don't know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh my gosh, there's 500 people. Okay, so if you're just joining, you know that we are not seasoning it yet because it is a roast. I'm going to season everything in the pot before it goes in the oven. I don't usually season before I sear it because I want it to get a nice clean sear. No oil either. There's plenty of fat on the meat so that it will produce its own oil. I'll show you in a second. But I didn't season it because I'm going to season everything before I put it in the oven. I needed to get a flat, even sear without the seasoning. Yes, no oil. It's already producing its own oil. It has lots of fat on it. I'll show you once I flip it, but it's producing its own oil. You do not need to add oil. I will add some butter before I put it in the oven though. Yes, I'm going to finish it in the oven. Thank you guys for following and joining. No seasoning just yet. So if you know anything about roast, to get a nice, even, flat sear on it, you don't want any interruptions. So I will season it before I put it in the oven, but this is just a sear. I'm not cooking it all the way right now. If you season it, it kind of interrupts the sear that you can get on it. So I like to do that after. Right, yeah. I know. If you're just joining, you're like, what the hell is she doing? Why is there no seasoning? Lord help us, but I'm going to season it, just not yet. Ooh, this pan's hot. I need a glove. With a roast, you just want to sear it, and then you finish it in the oven. See that? It's already producing its own oil because it has lots of fat on it. So I don't want to add any oil. Sorry, y'all. This is a really big piece of meat, and I got all of one big tong on it. There we go. Okay, there you go. Not really trying to come to me with this seasoning. Yeah, some people season drinks here. I don't personally do that. I cook it for only about 2 minutes on each side. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get through the comments, y'all. Like somebody said, so the seasoning can actually burn in the pan and then it's not super helpful. So that's why I like to sear it without any seasoning and then I'll season it once I'm ready to bake it. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to keep up with your comments. Okay, yes. So as you can see, I just like to sear it a little. I don't want it to be tough on the outside after I bake it. It's just a little seared, 1 or 2 minutes on each side. You can do it for longer if that's what your heart desires, but ooh, my little stick got knocked down. If that's what your heart desires, you can do it, but I don't like it to get tough on the outside. I'm gonna bake it for a bunch of hours, so there's no need to overcook it right now. This is probably the biggest freaking one I've ever, yes, I flipped it. It looks weird because of the lighting. I'll show you. This is probably the biggest roast I've ever made, so I'm struggling with my tongs, but it just has a tiny sear on it. I've noticed that if you cook it too much ahead of time during the sear process, then it's going to get tough on the outside after you bake it. So I'm just searing it a little bit, and then we're gonna bake it for a bunch of hours. Thank you everybody for joining. Make sure you are following me. Sometimes I go live and cook. Today we're making a Sunday dinner. We're making a pot roast. I'm about to put this baby in the oven, and that's enough for me. Again, I don't want to overcook it because I'm going to bake it for so long. Let's see. Juices. Yeah, you can use, it's up to you how you really do it. I've done it both ways. Season it ahead, season it after. You can always cook it in here, add something to deglaze it, like butter, oil, wine, anything like that, and then cook it. There's a bunch of ways to do it. There's not just one way to do it, so whatever makes your heart happy. Today, I'm doing a clean, flat sear with no seasoning on it, and I will season it when it goes in the oven with the broth. All right, that is enough for me. The problem is I'm leaving, so I don't want it, I want it to cook super slow. All right, let me move this. I also like to keep the vegetables under the meat. All right, I should use the other tongs too. Yeah, 2 tongs, because this is a huge 4-pound piece of meat. And if you need the faster version of this recipe, I do already have a chuck roast recipe on my YouTube. The link is in my bio. In that video, I actually used the crock pot. So it's a little different. Today I'm gonna bake it in the oven using my, what I call auntie pot, but there's options to use it in the crock pot as well. That's how my video on YouTube is. So if you want to see that, you can go to my YouTube. It's a short, it's only a minute or less. You can watch the quick version of this. But this is just for now. And again, I'm just preparing it. I'm going to cook it, and then later I can go live and show you guys the final result. This is hot. And it really depends too. How you cook it depends on how you want to eat it. So for me, when I want it to be like shredded meat, I cook it in the crock pot. But here I want to keep it, together kind of, so I'm cooking it in this pot. But if you want like a shredded meat kind of vibe, you can cook it in your crock pot and it'll come out like that. You can see it in my video though. We're gonna shift locations again. Okay. Okay. Yeah, trust the process, y'all. I done cooked it every single way. Yes, you can season it ahead of time. No, you don't have to season it ahead of time. I'm gonna season it as it goes in the oven. And y'all are gonna be okay. Okay, so for everybody just joining, we're making a pot roast. I have all the vegetables in there. I just seared the meat just a little bit. I'm gonna cook it for a long time, so I'm not really worried about cooking it too much in the pan. The people are all worked up because I did not season it ahead of time. I'm gonna season it before I put it in the oven, and y'all ain't gotta worry about it. I'ma season it. I've never used a roasting bag. I'm using my auntie pot. I'll show you. For some reason, there are 700 people here, and I feel like it's because y'all are mad I'm not seasoning the meat. Ah, that's so funny. Okay, anyways, I'm using my auntie pot. Okay, you can use a crock pot. You can use whatever pot you want to use. Thank you for following. Thank you for joining. Anyways, I will season the meat right now. Right now. I didn't want to season it in the pan because I didn't want it to get all burnt. I'm going to season it now. Let me add some broth. All right. Make it. Since all 600 of y'all are already here, you might as well follow me. Since y'all here minding my business about how I season. Yes, I will do it the way I want to. Thank you. The people are coming for me, but I cook all the time. It's going to be all right. It's going to be delicious. So I'm going to add some water, but actually, the only reason I'm adding water for the people who are going to have a problem with that is because I'm using dry broth. Okay, that's the only reason I'm adding water. I might actually have some leftover broth. Let me see. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? We got a little bit of broth, but I'm still going to add some beef. This is some chicken broth. Y'all probably going to be worked up about this too, but it doesn't matter. The beef is going to make its own broth. I'm going to add a little chicken broth, and I'm going to add a little dry beef broth, and we going to be all right. We going to be all right. Yeah, that's fine. Just a little chicken broth. I already know y'all going to have a problem with that, so go ahead and say what you got to say. And then I'm going to add some beef powder broth, so I'm going to add water to make it. Oh, you can believe it. Thank you. So I'm only adding it on the outside because the broth is going to collect at the bottom. And that's why I'm adding water. Doesn't matter what type of broth, exactly. If you actually cook, you know that it doesn't matter what type of broth you use. Oh, you can comment. I don't mind. I think it's funny. Everybody has their opinion. It's all good. I'm not tripping. All right. We're adding a little water so that the dry broth can create. But the beef itself will help make a broth too, so not a huge deal. A little bit of water. All right. Now we're going to get to the seasonings, the moment you've all been waiting for. Thank you for joining. You're new here. Me too. I just got TikTok live. Usually I click on YouTube. The link is in my bio if you want to see any of those. There's hundreds of thousands of views on there. I appreciate if you subscribe, if you go check out some of my videos. I do already have a pot roast video on there. That one I made in a crock pot. So you can check that out if you need the faster version. But right now we're just preparing a pot roast that I'm going to put in the oven. I'm not offended, everybody. We're having a good time here. We're good. Make sure you follow me so you can see my future lives where I cook. And if you ever miss them, you can look at my YouTube as well. I usually upload them on my YouTube when I'm done, just in case you miss on TikTok. Okay, let's get some seasonings. Y'all were mad there for a second, but I appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys are interacting with me. Trust the process. That's what somebody said. That's a fact. Trust the process. So we're going to get a bunch of seasonings together. 1 second while I grab them all. Okay, we got all that. I don't like to season the head because I want to get a nice even sear on the meat, right? So I season after as it's about to go in the oven, which is what we're doing right now. There's that. What else do we need? If you're just joining, thank you so much. We're making a pot roast. The people are on my tail about seasoning late. Okay. Let me see. I'm looking through my 800 seasonings right now, so give me 1 second. We got a couple of things coming. It is going to taste good. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody who's here. Make sure you follow me. Let me turn them around. Oh, you can't even see them. I'll tell you as I put them in. All right. And if you're just joining, again, we are making a Sunday dinner pot roast. If you need the faster version of this recipe, you can go to my YouTube. I already have a video of myself making a pot roast on there. It's only 1 minute long, so it's fast. And you can see. All right. This is what happens when you have 500 freaking seasonings. Okay, I guess I will season it. Oh, here we go. Okay, here it is. And then some fresh herbs and some butter. For those of you that had questions, comments, and concerns about my seasoning earlier, I am going to add some butter as it goes in the oven. Let me get a little butter knife. Or a regular, oh no, butter knife. Here we go. So anyways, we're going to add some seasonings. We're going to add some fresh herbs. If you're commenting, you're just getting here, let me know where you're joining from. I'm in Las Vegas. Let me know what you're having for dinner. If you're on the West Coast like me, there's a good chance you probably don't know what you're eating for dinner yet. It's still early, but pot roast takes time, so I had to start early. Right? The pan, that's a great question. And honestly, I'm not sure what this pan is actually called. Let me see if one of y'all know what it's called. So this is the type of pan. I call it an auntie pot. I don't know the actual name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know the actual name. I call it an auntie pot. But, okay, yes, a roasting pan. That's correct. That's correct. This is what the lid looks like. I know y'all done seen this in your grandma's kitchen before. Yes, it's a roasting pan. That's correct. If y'all want, after I'm done, I can add it to the link in my bio so you can find it. But yes, thank you for everybody saying roasting pan. I've always just called it auntie pot because that's what I associate it with. Well, a grandma pot, auntie pot. Okay, a little more butter. Probably don't need much butter. This one has a little bit of fat on it, so it should create its own oils here. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. That's how you say it. Let me shake it up a little bit. I usually try to add this to almost anything I create that's beef. It helps add to the flavor. So we're gonna put a little, not too much, not too much. Low Worcestershire. Ooh, apparently I need some more black pepper. Hi everybody, thank you for joining. If you're just getting here, we're making a pot roast. Make sure you follow me. I think I have some more black pepper over there. Oh wait, because it's gonna make me sneeze here in 5 seconds. Okay, garlic powder. Even though I already added garlic cloves, we're gonna go for the garlic powder as well. I also try not to over season it because again, you can always add seasoning. You cannot take away seasoning, right? So I add a little bit here, and then if later I need more, I can add more to the broth and it can cook in there. Here we go. I found a little more black pepper, y'all. I'm running a little short. This should be enough though. Okay. And if you're here looking for an exact recipe with measurements and such, this ain't the place. I'm sorry, I don't have measurements for you. I cook with my heart. Whatever feels right is what I put in there. Yeah, it's gonna make me sneeze here soon. Here I'm using paprika. Got these cute little seasoning jars that I filled myself. There's a whole set of them. I don't have any more out here right now, but there's a whole set of them. I think it comes with 14. If you like them, they are linked in my bio as well. This is paprika, by the way. I just need a little bit of this. I love paprika. That's enough. Let's see. Tony's, a hood staple. Yeah, I would love to use smoked paprika. That's my favorite kind, but I don't have any more, so I have to use regular paprika. But yes, it gives good color, a little bit of flavor. I'm using some Tony's. Classic. You can't go wrong with Tony's. Oh, here comes. Excuse me. If you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoned. That's the way I feel. All right, Tony's, real good. Again, this is a 4-pound piece of meat and it's several vegetables and such. So it might look like a lot of seasoning, but it's not. Oh, here we go. Okay, it went away. Slap Ya Mama, also a classic. It can be spicy though, so careful if you got issues with spice. But there's a ton of vegetables under here, potatoes and all of that. So it's important that you season really well. This is one of my favorite seasonings too, rosemary garlic from Sam's Club. They used to sell it in a big one, but now they only sell it small. So I'll take it because they actually stopped selling it for years. So we'll put some of this. It's mostly just dried herbs. Some of that. Yep, that's right. Old school cooking. You gotta cook. You gotta season until it feels right. There is no number. I don't have a number. I'm sorry. I also have some fresh herbs. I'm gonna use the rosemary and the thyme. Right. It's a little dry. I think the can was open, but rosemary. I'm gonna break it up. I don't have a lot, so we'll put Some fresh herbs are always important. Yes, cooking with love. That's it. You gotta cook. You gotta season and cook until it feels right. There is no magic number, right? Okay. And then a little thyme. I only have not a bunch left, so I'll just use the rest. But we're putting rosemary and thyme. I didn't put any bay leaves in it this time, but bay leaves actually do add really good flavor. I've heard you're supposed to take them out because it can be a little irritating to your digestive system if you consume the actual bay leaf. So that's why people take them out of the food after they cook the flavor into their food. Why is my hood? Why didn't you tell me my hood's been tucked in this whole time? What is the reason? I'm gonna add the rest of this time because there's not a lot left. You're welcome. Yes, you can get Slap Your Mama seasoning at Walmart. Um, where I'm at on the West Coast, we have what's called Winco. Winco usually has it, but it should be at your regular local grocery store. What else? Oh, I need a spoon for this. I'll show you this in a second. So this is one of my favorite things that I actually get from Trader Joe's. It's a crunchy chili onion oil. I'm gonna add just a spoonful, but it really adds to anything you're cooking. So can y'all see that? If y'all don't go to Trader Joe's, you're missing out. Trader Joe's is the best. Okay, so I'll show y'all what it looks like. This is what the onion chili oil looks like. I love adding it to pretty much anything, but I'm gonna add it here. Y'all have been funny today. Folks I never had 700 people in here. I think it's because people were outraged that I didn't season ahead of time, but we got here. We finally made it. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you for following and likes and all that good stuff. Okay. We have all our seasonings. It's coming together. I might add a little bit more. It smells good already, so that's a good start. On the bottom, we have our broth. We'll mix it around. We have our roasting pan. I learned it's not called a auntie or grandma pan. It's called a roasting pan. One other thing I'll actually add too. Oh, this is what I need, and then this. Okay. One thing about me, I'm not going to season too crazy ahead because, again, you can always add seasoning. You cannot subtract seasoning. So I like to go light on the salt because I don't want it to get super salty, but then if later it needs more, I can add more. But you cannot take out seasoning. You cannot take out salt. So I barely have any of this left. Well, I was going to use some of this Maggi sauce, but there's not even anything in here. Who put stuff like that back in the pantry? Let me see. Did y'all see that little drip that came out? I'm dead. Okay. Yes, Maggi sauce. If you know, you know. Yep. Someone said, you don't add fresh onions, potatoes, carrots. I do. That was the first thing we did. It's on the bottom though. You can't really see it. There's carrots, there's gold potatoes, there's onions, celery, and fresh garlic. So you missed that a little bit earlier, but that's okay. If you missed it and you want to see it, I will be uploading the video later to YouTube. That's where all my lives go after I cook. I will make the video later. And once I go live later to show you guys the final results, I'll stitch that together to be one video. So once it gets to YouTube, you'll see the preparation and you'll see the final result as one video. But yes, all my fresh vegetables are underneath the knee. Yep. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. All right. So let's see. I think we added pretty much everything, I guess. Onion powder is never going to hurt anybody. I hope all 700 people who were here earlier hollering about some seasoning can see that there is now seasoning before I bake it. So we'll add just a, actually no. I'm going to use a little bit more broth. Yes, it's chicken broth. If you cook anything ever, you know it doesn't matter what kind of broth you use. I also added beef dry broth, so it'll create beef broth anyway. Okay, I'm making pot roast. Thank you very much. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for trusting the process. And again, this is just the preparation. I'm not going to keep you guys on live for all the hours that it's going to cook. But if you follow me, you'll be able to see later my final product. I'm going to go live again and show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Okay, it's kind of heavy for all of the 2 people I cooked it for. So we have fresh herbs. We have a giant 4-pound piece of meat. We have fresh vegetables. I know, I'm sorry, it sounds muffled. My freaking AirPods. I've come too far. If you need me to repeat something or you have a question, just ask it, because some people are saying that the audio is muffled from my AirPods, which is annoying. Why don't the AirPods work? Why is it muffled? That always happens. Good, you guys got it. Yeah, and if you don't have time to wait for me to go live later and see the results, you can see it on my YouTube. And that's linked in my bio. What else? I think we're good. Let me heat up the oven. I'll pop it in and then we're done. I'm going to put it on roast. Let's do 325 seems fair. So my oven has the option bake or roast. So I'm choosing roast because we will roast this pot roast. Cumin? I don't think I've actually ever added cumin, but it doesn't sound like a bad idea. Yeah, I'm sorry. Everybody says they can hear me pretty well. I know it's probably a little bit muffled, but I feel like if I take off the headphones, then it's going to be quiet because it's like a big space. Sorry, but I'm almost done. And if you want to see it later, you can pause, rewind, fast forward everything once I upload it to YouTube. And again, I will stitch the video from now, preparation, and later when I go live, the final result, I'll stitch them together into one YouTube video in case you want to see. Okay. Now the oven's heating up. I won't cover it with foil, but the roasting pan has its own lid, so I'll cover it with this lid. And then it'll steam and cook. When I cook it in the crock pot to make it like super shredded, I usually cook it for 8 to 10 hours on low in the crock pot. In this pan, it'll probably be less time because I want it to stay together but still fall apart, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna roast it on low, probably I think I put 325 for a couple hours, and then I'll check in on it. You always want to check in on it as you cook it. So, oh, thank you. Cute little Christmas nails. They have the little cat eye effect. I don't think that you guys can see that. Yeah, exactly. You want it to be tender. Yep. So it's super important that wherever you're cooking it, it's covered so that the steam can make the meat tender. But I will go live later and show you guys the final product too. Thank you, everybody who has watched. The lid is good, but the foil makes the... Oh, interesting. Okay. I think the only time I've used foil was when I had it in a regular pot. That's a good point, though. Maybe I'll try. I think I'm actually out of foil for today. Otherwise, I'd try today. But I'll try that next time I make a roast. Thank you. Yeah, in my experience, I've cooked a bunch of things in this roasting pan, and it honestly works really well. The lid makes it a nice steam, a little steamer in there. I've roasted a chicken. I've done pot roast before in it too. Um, Salmon, a couple of different things. It makes it like a mini pressure cooker in the oven. Yep, I get you. I'll try that next time. I need to re-up on some foil. Okay. I saw someone say something about water for the broth. The only reason I added water is because I put granulated broth. It's beef broth in powder form, and then I just add the water to cook it. But I also added chicken broth, and the people were ready to hang me. But it really doesn't matter what type of broth you use. You can use beef, you can use chicken. The beef itself is going to produce enough juices to make it into beef broth anyway. So if you don't have beef broth, but you only have chicken, you can use it. Yeah, I think the top is supposed to do the same thing as the foil. And to me it works, but I've never tried it with foil, so I'd be open to trying it. My YouTube name is Chefstiny, which is my same name on TikTok. If you need the link, you can go to my bio and click. There's that option to click on YouTube and Instagram. I think you have to click on the Instagram to see the YouTube, but if you just go to YouTube and type in Chefstiny, you'll find me. As a Vegas local, do you go to the strip? Only sometimes. There's some stores that are honestly better on the strip, and I'll go to the strip to like shop and stuff, but typically I don't go there to hang out unless people are in town visiting. It needs to be covered more, yeah. If I had aluminum foil, I would honestly try it today, but usually I just use the roasting pot lid and it works pretty fine, but I'll try aluminum next time. Thank you guys. Thank you for all of the input. I am not a professional chef. Someone asked me that. I felt very special, but I'm not. I just cook in my free time. I cook on YouTube. I'm not classically trained or anything. This is just all stuff that I've learned on my own and I cook on my own. I just cook in my free time. With the broth or water? What do you mean? I'm sorry. I really appreciate everybody coming through this live today. There has been probably over 1,000 people that have come through the entire time I've been preparing this huge roast. So thank you, thank you. And again, I'm just waiting for the um, oven to heat up. What are you cooking? Oh, I'm cooking a pot roast. You just made it here. It's a pot roast. There's a bunch of fresh vegetables underneath and then a giant 4-pound piece of chuck roast on top. Oh, there's a lot of broth. It's, if you can see, I can't even tilt it all the way forward because it's gonna spill. Um, but and it'll probably create more once this meat starts cooking. So I think it's good. I usually go by if there's enough broth to cover the vegetables on the bottom, then it's probably good. And if it's not, then if I notice it drying out, I'll add more broth, but I think it'll be good. I usually just cover the vegetables, and then once the meat starts cooking, it makes even more broth. But I can't even tilt it all the way forward because it will spill. Yes, it's a chuck roast, 4 pounds. Thank you. Yeah, it starts to steam it. Once the vegetables cook up, they um they shrink up as we know. So then the meat gets covered in the broth. Trust me, I've used this method a million times. But if for any reason that doesn't happen, you can always move your vegetables around to the side and make sure your meat is submerged. That's an important point. Thank you for making that point. In my video on my YouTube, when I make the roast in the crock pot, that's one of the points I make, is make sure that your meat is submerged in the liquid. For here, I know that the vegetables are going to cook away, and then the meat will be in the liquid, so that's why I'm not too concerned. But if you're concerned, you can move the vegetables around the side of the meat, and it'll be in the broth. In the crock pot, though, it's a little easier to make sure that it's submerged. 12 or 13. I'm going to guess that you're 12 or 13. All right, I'm going to put this stuff away. Still waiting, huh? Oh, it's almost done. I'm like, why is the oven taking so long to heat up? Thank you, Taylor. You should have seen it earlier. The people were on me because I didn't season my roast until it got in the pan. I didn't season it to sear it, and there were literally 800 people in here yelling at me about not seasoning my meat. So you missed it. But it's seasoned now. It's good. As you can hear, the oven's ready. I'm about to put it in. This live was just to show me preparing the roast. I will go live later and show you guys the final product, but here it is before it goes in. I'm going to cover it with the lid one last time. It is a pot roast. We put onions, carrots, celery, potatoes, garlic, fresh herbs, all types of seasonings, and a 4-pound piece of meat. So I'm going to roast it, and then I'll go live later and show you guys what it looks like. But thank you so much for joining and for commenting and engaging and following. If you're here, make sure you follow me. I will go live with more recipes when I have time. This is only something I do on the side. So it's covered, and it's going in for a couple hours. Oh, I need to move this. Let me see. If I want to see, I need to move that rack inside. I have more space because this is a big pot. Oh Lord, okay. There we go. I'm gonna make room for it. Not been thinking you know how to season. Oh, I know. You should have been here. They had me weak. People were like, "You're black and you're not seasoning." I'm like, "I will. Please trust me." Good afternoon. You missed all the fun. We've been preparing a pot roast. I'll go live later with the final results, but right now we're just putting it in the oven, and it's going to cook for quite a few hours. All right, y'all, we made it. Oh no, you just got here, so we're making a pot roast, but I just put it in the oven, right? So we had a big 4-pound piece of meat. We had fresh vegetables, all kinds of good stuff. But now it's in the oven and it's going to roast for a few hours. So I'll go live later and I'll show you the final product. No, I didn't set a timer yet, but thank you. I will set that when I'm done. It was 11:39 when I put it in, so I'll set a timer. But like I said, I will go live later and show you guys the final product. And then when I upload it to my YouTube, because after I cook on live, I upload it to my YouTube, which is linked in my bio. So after I upload it to YouTube, The preparation video that we're doing now and the final product video that I'm doing later will all be one video so that you don't have to watch two different ones. But I'll stitch them together into one big video so you can see if you missed it and you're just getting here. Sorry. But if you don't want to miss any further TikTok lives that I have cooking, you can follow me and it'll let you know when I go live in the future. Thank you guys. Thank you for following. And again, someone asked me this before. No, I am not a professional cook. I just do this for fun. Everything I cook is pretty easy level. I'm pretty sure everybody can cook the stuff that I cook. And if you want some recipes right now, you can go to my YouTube. I have a couple of videos already prepared. My chuck roast video, pot roast video, has probably a little over 20,000 views. So I felt like y'all really care about pot roast. So that's why I made it today on live. Now I need to clean up my mess. If you're just joining, thank you, but you missed all the fun. We prepared a pot roast and now it's already in the oven. But you can follow me and you can see the final product later. I'll go live and show you what we made right now, but you got to start early because pot roasts take a while to make. So right now I'm just cleaning up my mess, but I'll stay on a little longer so you guys can make sure you follow me and don't miss any future lives with me cooking. Apparently I need some more black pepper. Might as well empty it into the little shaker. If you're wondering about the shaker, they're super cute. It's a whole set. I'll show you. Well, I can't show you all of them because there's a bunch of them, but I'll show you a couple. Here's a couple. They're so cute. They come with the labels. They even come with custom labels so you can put your own thing if you want. If you think they're super cute, they're linked in my bio, but they're just seasoning shakers. I usually get my seasoning in bulk and they look cuter in these jars. So if you like them, they're linked in my bio. I think somebody asked me earlier, where did I get the pan? The roasting pan I got, actually both of them. I got both of them from Walmart. But I will link them in my bio after this. Since people were asking, I'll link them in my bio if it's easier to find them there. One was a roasting pan, one was just a regular cast iron pan. Okay, I'm making a mess now. Thank you for the follow. If you're just getting here, you missed all the fun. We made a pot roast. It's in the oven for many, many hours now, so you missed it. But if you follow me, you can at least see the final product later, or you can subscribe to my YouTube, and I'll make one big video with the preparation from now and the final product from later, and I'll upload it to my YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube and you follow me on here so that you don't have to miss any future lives where we're going live and we're cooking. I used the last of my black pepper with y'all. I do have a video of me preparing a roast already on there though, if you just need to see it real quick. That one's less than a minute long. You won't have to wait. It's already uploaded. It's a short, so it's less than a minute really. And in that video, I made the roast in a crock pot. So today I made it in a roasting pan in the oven, but you can also make it in a crock pot. The crock pot takes more time though. I believe in my video making the roast in the crock pot, I said let it cook on low for about 8 to 10 hours. And the cook time really depends on how you want it to be cooked. I like when I cook it in the oven, it kind of stays together as a unit, but it's also very tender. When I cook it in the crock pot, it falls apart, it turns into like shredded beef texture. So it really depends on how you want to eat it. Hi guys. Thank you for joining. But if you just joined, you missed all the fun. We already made the pot roast. I just put it in the oven. Now I'm just cleaning up. Thank you for following. That's the right thing to do if you need to see the final product of what we just made. I'll go live later with it and show you how it turned out. I will also upload the entire process and final product to my YouTube. Thank you for sending the rose. I appreciate it. I'm sorry you missed all the fun. But I believe if you follow me, I don't know if you have to turn on notifications or not, but if you at least follow me, you'll be able to see when I go live later and show you the final product. But it's a pot roast. It's a pot roast. Thank you. And for the people who have been here since I started preparing this about an hour ago, you the real MVP. I appreciate your time. Make sure you come back later so you can see that final product. Usually the stuff I cook on live, I cook the entire thing on live, but it's just pot roast takes some time. So I'm not about to keep y'all here for 4 or 5 hours. Everybody's still joining though. And pot roast is super easy to make. It's not, I would say it's an affordable meal too, especially if you need to feed a lot of people. Make you some pot roast. Okay, I think that was it. So you guys can let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns in there, but I'm about to get off here. The pot roast is in the oven, it's prepared, it's ready to go. I'm about to go live my life until it is finished. Thank you for following. Someone asked earlier, what's my YouTube? It's the same as my TikTok name. So at Chefstiny, you can just type that in the search bar on YouTube and it'll come up with my videos. Same thing for TikTok. Make sure you follow me here. Yep. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Real Love 0204 for the follow. I'm just cleaning up my mess. Ooh, see, it already smells good. I wish I could help y'all smell it through the camera. It already smells good. All right, well, if y'all don't have nothing else, I'm about to get off here after I wipe off this counter. It's 2022 and we haven't figured out how to do smell-o-vision because y'all really need to smell it. It smells so good already. It's only been in there for literally 10 minutes. But that's what happens when you season well, when you use fresh herbs, fresh vegetables. It's gonna start smelling good real fast. Clean this pan. Oh, you just started watching. Oh no. Well, we made a pot roast. It's already in the oven though, so I'm sorry you missed it. But you can follow me. You can follow me, and later I'll go live with the results from our pot roast that we just prepared. You can also subscribe to my YouTube, and I will upload the entire preparation along with the final product when it's all done. So that would probably be more like tomorrow. Tomorrow or the next day, I will upload the entire process. That's why you gotta follow me. You missed all the fun. I need to clean this pot. Thank you. Thanks for following. Yeah, I'll go live later. I don't really know exactly when later because I do have to go out. But I'm gonna go live sometime later and show you guys the final product. Go ahead. Let me see. Shout out to the people that are just still here while I clean up. Make sure y'all follow me. I guess I'll stay on a little longer if y'all are gonna hang out with me. There we go. Here, you can go now. If y'all were here earlier, I was showing you this cool colander that I got, which is also linked in my bio, but you just stretch it and set it right on your sink to rinse your vegetables, so that's why I really like it. I did break it though. I just broke it right now, so that sucks. But it is cool when it's functioning. I was doing too much and I broke it. But it's really cool because it gets bigger, it gets smaller, but you just set it right on your sink when you don't have dishes. And you can rinse your vegetables, fruit, whatever it is in here. So I broke mine. So I'm going to have to order another one, but the link is in my bio. See, it says cook. Make sure you clean up the mess after you cook. Alright, y'all. We're finished, but if you followed me, I'll be live later with the final product. Thank you.